Hey everybody, welcome to episode 18 of What Not to Miss with Chris. My goal is to put out quick, relevant content that explains the why behind the what in order to positively impact the freight community. On episode 17, we talked about Blitz Week held earlier this month. Today, we're going to evaluate the past in order to forecast the future by breaking down Class 8 truck orders. All right, so let's start with the two lines behind me here. The blue line represents the outbound tender rejection index, or the amount of freight being turned down by contracted carriers since 2018. And the green line represents Class 8 truck orders. As you can see, rejections and Class 8 truck orders go hand in hand, and that rejections are typically a pretty good leading indicator of Class 8 truck orders. Now, for example, take a look at 2018. As rejections rose, so did truck orders, as fleet owners had a bullish mindset on what to expect for the foreseeable future, so much so that on average in 2018, new truck orders exceeded replacement levels by over 11,000 units per month. Now, replacement levels, this yellow line here at 23,000, are the number of trucks that need to be ordered on average each month in order to maintain the status quo in the overall market. When orders exceed replacement levels, it is a sign that demand is outpacing supply, and when orders fall below replacement levels, one would assume the opposite. Now, the shift from 2018 to 2019 is a prime example of supply overwhelming demand. Unlike 2018, 2019, truck orders on average per month were significantly below replacement levels, about 10,000 per month below. The oversaturation of new trucks entering the market at the end of 18, beginning of 19, put extreme downward pressure on rates, leading to a high number of trucking bankruptcies and a very soft environment overall. Now, do I think this is the exact situation that will repeat itself at the end of this year or the beginning of next year? Probably not. But let's talk about some of the similarities and possible scenarios that may arise. So in Q4 of 19, we started to see an uptick in new truck orders, followed by a sharp decline at the beginning of 2020 due to COVID-19. During this period at the beginning of 2020, a large amount of new truck orders were canceled out of fear of the unknown. To most everyone's surprise, stimulus-related spending and a shift from service spending to goods caused rejections in truck orders to skyrocket. And by October 2020, we exceeded replacement levels for the first time since Q4 of 2019. Now, while replacement levels had been exceeded, the fact that we had been sitting significantly below replacement levels for almost 2 years here still remained a concern, especially as volumes began breaking record after record halfway through 2020, helping to keep rejections and rates at historical highs. Which brings us to today. So far this year, we've averaged over 37,000 new orders per month. That's more than 14,000 units per month above replacement levels and 18,000 more on average per month than what we saw last year. And while it's safe to say the demand for the new truck orders is warranted, the fear for many fleet owners is when they will actually take ownership of their new trucks. For many truck manufacturers, they've already stated that orders placed at the end of Q1 this year will more than likely not be delivered until Q1 of 2022 due to labor and material shortages like with semiconductor chips. Another concern many carriers share is driver recruitment. With many drivers aging out or finding opportunities to spend more time at home in different industries like construction, seating trucks has never been more challenging. Currently, there are about 100,000 drivers needed per year on average over the next 10 years in order to correct the current driver shortage. To combat this shortage, many carriers have begun increasing driver pay and issuing large signing bonuses. However, the question remains, will it be enough to offset demand? And if so, when? One thing's for sure, there are several barriers keeping capacity suppressed for now. But at some point in the next 12 to 15 months, I would expect those barriers to break, allowing for a flood of capacity to enter into the market. Well, that's all I have for today. For more related content, check us out at bridgelogisticsinc.com or find me on LinkedIn. And until next time, I'm Chris Seeds, and thanks for joining me on another episode of What Not to Miss with Chris.